thank you for joining this episode of Soul Love. If you want to find out more about what we do, you can find it below. And I'll see you in the next episode. Much love. Before we start the next Soul Love conversation, I want to invite you to check out my amazing book, Activating the Flower of Love, a sacred guide for manifesting your deepest desires and highest calling. This sacred book, filled with powerful tools and activations, will guide you to open your heart to the beauty and wisdom within you, empowering you to create the life you deeply desire from the foundation of love. You can find Activating the Flower of Love in all the major online and offline bookstores in ebook or paperback, or you can check it out through my website, kimnes.nl. where you can also discover the different ways of working with me and the latest updates on new starting programs. Enjoy this next episode of Soul Love. Welcome everyone to a new episode of Soul Love, and today I'm honored and excited to share a sacred conversation with Jacqueline Philip, and I welcome you within this sacred space.
Thank you, Kim, for the invitation. It's an honor to be here. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here and to finally meet you almost face to face.
Yes, yeah, it's really beautiful. I've been following your work for a while now on Facebook and Instagram. You share such beautiful, powerful portals of art, and I love that you're traveling the world, because I'm from the Netherlands now, and you're connecting in from Thailand. So it's really it's beautiful to finally connect. And I want to invite everyone to check out your Facebook and your Instagram, and I will share the links below, because your artwork is really beautiful. And I'm curious what awakened you, because there is so much depth in what you're sharing, like there are portals of light. But what awakened you to start that and to create these beautiful creations?
Well, I've always been an artist, but I realize now in hindsight that I was always connected, communicating, channeling from a small child. But had been told not to be so silly, be quiet.
Yes.
Don't talk nonsense.
Yeah.
So through my artistic career and my travels and connections, and also through a serious healing journey, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis in my 20s and told that I would never paint again. That I'd be in a wheelchair by the time I was 40. And I thought, well, I don't agree to that.
No.
So I went on my own powerful healing journey, which was a long time ago and pre-internet. So it took time.
Yeah.
And then I spent a lot of time traveling. I connected in with the Thai culture. I learned traditional Thai massage. So that was working with the meridians.
Yeah.
And then later on, I connected in to do and trained in sound healing Qigong. So again, that was connecting in with the body and the healing and the sounds and the meridians. And then more recently, I've graduated, if that's the right word, certified as a Helix Method mentor, where we can access our energies, our ancestral, our past life, and this life.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I've come full circle, but all the time as the artist.
Yes, I get that. And how, because you shared like a part of your healing journey, what in the whole journey, what awakened within you? Like what was the deeper message of? Because for me, when I went through my illness, there was like this deep calling within me of, before just going with life and doing what was expected and all of it. But for me, it was a deep soul calling saying, okay, now it's time to really listen and to go on a different path. And I can only imagine like your artwork, like being this opening for this expression of beautiful things, but also a healing for your, I don't know how, but for your healing for your body and for your,
Well, I think it was a wake-up call, because even though as an artist, I was always pushing, I was very much in the masculine energy.
Yeah.
Trying to succeed, doing all the things, achieved a lot of success, so like exhibitions, scholarships, awards. And then, boom, couldn't do anything. I couldn't even lift up my paintbrush. Wow. My hands were so painful. So that was a real shock. But in a way, I still pushed through it until the next time, where I then got a serious back injury and was literally on my knees.
Yeah.
And then that's when I realized, look, there's another way. I realized I had to go in.
Yeah.
I had to go deeper. It wasn't on the outside, it was on the inside. It's that internal light that I was seeking, not the external.
Yeah, I love that. And that's such a powerful message. And what has helped you in that moment to shift from the painful experiences and really being on your knees to where you are now? Like, were there certain, what has helped you to go deeper within or to face the deeper layers of
Well,
yourself?
when I traveled, I was accessed a lot of different energies from different places, different cultures, different temples, different.
Yeah.
And I could feel it, but I didn't really understand it. But when I started channeling my writing, that's when it became a lot clearer what I was actually doing. I could articulate what I could see, sense, feel, know.
Yeah.
But until I actually went to write it, it was still out there.
Yeah.
It wasn't really fully embodied. It was bringing it in and embodying it and trusting in myself that that's the way forward. And that my painting was more than mere aesthetics. It has a much bigger purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
love that.
that's really
Yes.
brought me into my mission
Yes.
of healing humanity one painting at a time.
Yeah, I love that. Because your paintings are really intuitive. Like you really paint in connection to, like, for say, if I desire a beautiful portal from you, it's like this deeper connection. You go in and yeah.
Yes, I channel the painting, I channel the frequencies that are for you. They're not for me, they're for you. I'm the conduit.
Yeah.
I am the color coder for your frequency.
Yeah.
And within the paintings, I'm bringing in the cosmic light. The oceans of crystalline water are being activated in your body through my paintings, through the frequency of my paintings, to optimize you. And often my clients, when they receive their paintings and the channeled message that comes with it, it's a sense of wholeness, coming home, inner peace.
Yeah.
Often for the first time in their lives. And for me, that is just magical. That's
yeah. But it is because you've done the inner work to because that is what I also notice in my own journey. It is through harmonizing and purifying our own vessel and really embracing our shadows with love that we can allow these frequencies to come through. It is because you're embodying that. And in that, you open that portal for others when they're ready to be guided or awakened or remembered in whatever way. So I think that's really beautiful. And so much more. What I also love, what you shared was, because we've both shared a beautiful co-author book, and I think it's really, I will share the link below as well. But there's something powerful that happens when we start to write something down physically, because we have a lot of stories in our mind, in our system, in our body. But the moment we really put it into tangible words, that's when we anchor those codes here on Earth. And then there's a whole new deepening level opening up. And I think it's such beautiful, as you shared, like also in your healing journey, the moment you started to bring your channeling into writing, that was when it's somehow saying yes to ourselves, to our expression, to this deeper calling. And it can come in many forms, but it's really honoring this. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. That created also flow for you of healing.
Well, I must admit that the first time I read your book was the first time I read a channeled book. And
really?
I could feel those activations.
Yes.
So then I realized how powerful words are and the harmonic resonance of the words.
Yes.
Are the activations.
Yeah.
So that just comes full circle to being the frequency and for others to read it.
Yeah.
I mean, the paintings reflect what the message says, but it's getting their eyes and their bodies all on the same page.
Yeah.
You know, gives them that confidence.
Yeah.
Within themselves.
Yeah. And I really want everyone tuning into this conversation, because there's so much energy being transmitted beyond our words. I feel like my heart opening up and a lot of goosebumps. So it's really, and I think that's just in general the invitation for me as well, in my healing journey. I find it interesting because I had a burnout at one point, And I went through the basic things of healing and changing a little bit of my diet and all of that. But I didn't change it at the root. I wasn't really facing the deeper fears that were underneath that. So a couple of years later, my body as well called me to this deep surrender where I couldn't do anything anymore. But now it is my greatest gift, because through that I was really being invited to finally embrace all that I am in beautiful ways, and that awakened so much more. But there's something that happens when we anchor these codes in physicality, whether through painting, whether through writing, whether through speaking as well, because there's something different that happens when we receive the energy, or when we finally bring it, like this is pure alchemy, bringing words into. But then the activations, because also for me, when I first channeled activating the flower of love, I think it was 4 years ago. But for me, then the moment it was on paper, the activation started, and the awakening and the embodiment of these codes in deepening spirals. And it's so beautiful by being willing. And that's what I love in your paintings as well. You're anchoring these high vibrational portals here on Earth. And that does, like, it's really honoring our contribution, our uniqueness, the guidance that we feel within ourselves, and seeing how that really helps the totality of, yeah. So I think that's really beautiful.
Well, I love the way that you describe the words as being the frequency. And I've always known that color carries frequency. Yeah. I used to call it sensations, but now I know that they are frequencies which are a match to your frequency. So it's when people are ready to embody it that they come to me and ask for their painting. Yeah. And by the time I get on a call with them, I've already seen that painting. It's just for me to bring it in.
Yes, it's already, it is.
Yes, it is a soul remembrance.
Yes, it is.
It really is a soul-to-soul connection, a soul remembrance.
Yeah. And if you now look back, like paintings you made when you were in your 20s or before your 20s, and now, do you see a difference, or do you see
There is a difference, but it's also, I'm just doing it much more intentionally.
Yes.
It's a consciousness. I'm activating the consciousness.
Yes. Yeah. But most, because that's what I noticed, like when I look back, when I was much younger, really a little child, I was already channeling light codes, and the light language came out, but I wasn't aware. I thought I was just singing some Italian song, or I don't know, that I didn't know what it meant, or, but I think for you as well, like, it's really honoring what we're here to bring. It's already within us, but sometimes we don't yet understand. And I think in some way we're ever evolving, and I'm also constantly discovering new codes within what I do within the activating the flower of love, but just in general, we're constantly evolving and growing, expanding. But most of the time, the essence is already there. Like, you feeling, okay, the expression, the paintings, and it's really, for me, always for everyone, an invitation to honor. Like, the uniqueness you're here to bring is really already within you. And sometimes we just take things for granted, or sometimes
Yes, I think sometimes it takes someone else to see it, for you to acknowledge it's just not something that everyone else does.
Yes.
Because I used to think everyone did this. They could talk to the trees, hear the trees, the flowers, the sea. I was brought up in the Caribbean, and I'm very connected to the sea and the waters. And those are often the colors I bring in too. Yeah. And also the flowers, the essence of flowers. For me, as with you, I have a very strong connection.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love your lotus paintings, and they're really beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's really
it's been amazing painting the lotus this year. The lake has this hundreds of thousands of blue and pink lotus. Yeah. And I've been out paddling on them and in them, and it's like they're singing. They're singing. I can hear them. Their vibration is amazing. Yeah. And they're so light filled. Yeah. And full of love.
Yes.
They are.
Yeah. And they always remind me of the resilience we all carry within us. Like, they rise out of the mud, but they're bringing beauty, but they're deeply rooted. So for me, it's always a beautiful symbol as well. And I think they come up for a reason now, because we're ready to step out of that layer and to rise in our magnificence or whatever. So I think that's really it's really beautiful. And in the messages you carried, and I understand they're highly personal, but do you see like a general activation that is happening over the years in what people are being invited to step into through the portals you're creating? Or
I often find that once they've received the message, they said, I've been getting the nudge, but I haven't known what to do. And this gives them the guidance, the support. It's like the world, the universe, creation has their back. So it gives them the confidence to actually just go for it and step into their purpose and their mission.
Yes, it's this big sign that says yes.
Yes, yes. It's like, go.
Go, yeah. But it is in your, like you shared in your journey, like you needed to trust yourself. And sometimes it helps when someone else has the same info or the same guidance and you feel like, okay, yes, so this is aligned. Yeah.
But it's also interesting with different clients. I channel different paintings. They're not necessarily paintings that look like my paintings.
Yeah.
Collectively. So they're all unique, individual.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Bespoke for that vessel, that person.
Yeah.
That soul.
Yeah. I love that. That's really beautiful.
Their soul frequency.
Yeah. And what are you being like invited to step into now, or what is your next level calling you into, or?
As I've traveled a lot,
yeah,
I'm now being invited to do activations in different areas where I go, and I get guidance as to bringing in the light, bringing in the waters, into the planet and grounding them deep within as all this chaos around us is happening. It's changing the energies and the frequencies to support the planet and humanity.
I love that. Yeah.
I have a deep connection to nature.
Yes.
Anyway, I always have. So
yes. And you're going
it makes sense.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I love it because you share talking to trees. You're going to Japan. And I know when I was there in 2010 on my world trip, there were so many stories that were being told through the wind and the trees. I really, sometimes the purity of temples are still very present. And in that you can hear somewhere, for me, there was a lot of activation there. So I'm curious what you're going to experience when you're traveling there. But it's really what I've came to understand. In 2010, I wasn't that conscious as I was now. I wished I would, but I would travel totally different now. But it's understanding like the greatest gift we can really be to the world is being ourselves and purifying our system. And when we then travel, or even when we go to the grocery store or whatever, we embody that frequency of love. And that is what we ripple out into those places. I get goosebumps again. But as you travel to all these places, you're anchoring by your presence these codes. And yes, you're creating these beautiful portals, but it's already within you that it activates and that it moves through. And I see so many beautiful things there. So I think it's really, it's amazing. But in everyone, like we are here to, everyone has something unique, has something to, be.
Yeah, everyone has come here to be unique and have a purpose and to be seen doing what they came here to do.
Yeah. And just in general, like if you now look back to your life and everyone tuning in, like what has helped you most in your healing journey? Like, are there some practical or some suggestions you have to people also going through certain things, or?
Connecting with nature. I go out every day, every morning.
Yes.
I meditate, I walk in nature, I channel. It has always been an anchor for me.
Yeah.
I do practice Qigong every day. So that's moving your physical body, moving the energies, listening into the body, connecting with it. And the sound healing as well.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. And the sound healing, I love that because we're all, again, frequency, but and nature, but it brings harmony. Nature as well. Nature is just pure energy. So when we spend time in nature, it balances our field just by being there already. And of course, when we meditate, and it helps even more, but it's just already the presence of nature, or just for a moment holding a tree. That already does so much. And then again, the mind can think, okay, why am I holding a tree? But it's just, that is loving to ourselves. I think just in general, like we are being invited to, this is also part of Mother Nature. This is our sacred vessel for this lifetime. And how can we honor it? And how can we connect with it? And how can we take good care of it? And
Yes, we are a light vessel filled with water.
Yes, it is.
On a watery planet.
Yes.
So we need to take care of it and love it and acknowledge it and fill it with light and love.
Yeah. And the sound bowls are beautiful as well, because also if you look, I don't know, I always forget his name, but you have a Japanese, he makes pictures of water molecules when they have certain
Emoto?
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
But then it
That's how you
shows, like
pronounce it.
when we talk loving to ourselves, what it does with the molecules in our bodies, the water. And when we talk negative, or when we listen to beautiful music or music that creates stress, or there's so much, sometimes we're not even aware of what our surroundings does, what sound, what that has for an effect on our system and then on our, but when we have the awareness, we can also use it as a tool to elevate our frequency or to allow the energy to move again, or yeah, so I think that's really beautiful. Yeah, and Qigong as well. Yeah.
Yes, I think, and if you think of water and the water in your body, it has a cellular memory.
Yes.
So you need to keep shifting it and moving it and
Yes.
up leveling it. It has a consciousness of its own.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And being, because that's what I notice, especially when there are a lot of planetary shifts as well, and the frequency of Mother Earth is doing a lot as well. But in those spaces, also within us, what is a slower vibration is being activated, and the cell memory is awakening because it's time to release certain things, to purify certain things. So for me, it's really this time asks a lot of compassion and love, and how can we be even more gentle? But in that, when we truly do that, we become the contribution, because then this is the frequency we contribute to the collective field and to all of that. So when we stay in this harmonizing field, and it doesn't mean we're never into fear or never into anger, but it's the movement that allows us to say, okay, yes, now I feel this, now I feel sadness, and I allow it, and now I feel happiness, and now I feel joy. And I think that's water as well. It moves. It's not stagnant in one place. It's, yeah, I think that's...
Yes, it's a dance of light and water.
Yes.
And bringing it into harmonic resonance.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really beautiful. Thank you. I want to invite everyone to check out your website and your social links and follow you and check out your beautiful portal paintings, because they're amazing. And if you feel guided to connect with Jacqueline to create your own portal. And yeah, I want to invite you, if there was one thing you would like to share with everyone as a tip or an advice or a last closing thing.
I have a free gift, if you like.
Yes.
It's a digital download for your phone. Your phone is with you every day. It's a powerful tool. So why not have an image on your wallpaper, an energetic image? It's going to support you each and every day. What you see matters. What you look at matters. What you vibrate with matters.
Yes.
So have something that supports you.
I love that. Yeah. Well, I will share the link below, and I'm going to download it immediately. So I think that's
okay.
Really cool.
Thank you.
Yes, but I love that you shared that, because it's really like sometimes we can feel, okay, whenever we are challenged or whatever, what can I do to support myself? But I think it's such a beautiful thing you shared now, because those are already little things we can change. The background of our phone, or the paintings in our house, or the music we surround ourselves with, because everything has a contribution. So I think that's beautiful. Sometimes we can't change the big things, but we can start little. So I think that's really, and it is the little steps that at the end create the big change that we desire. So I think that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I want to thank you for sharing your frequency in this beautiful conversation. And I want to thank everyone tuning in for being here. And please follow, like, subscribe, whatever way resonates with you, because it really helps sharing these beautiful conversations. And for now, I just want to send you much love. And I see you in the next Soul Love podcast. So bye. Thank you for joining this episode of Soul Love. If you want to find out more about what we do, you can find it below. And I'll see you in the next episode. Much love.